1962 MGA.
What size engine is this now?
It's a 1600 or 1622 twin carb, twin SU carburetors, overhead valve engine, 4-speed gearbox, top speed about 110 miles per hour.
What do all the letters behind the MG stand for? I know there's an MG.
Denoting the years.
Right.
The TF was the first, then you had the TD, then you have the A, and then you have the B, BGT, and the C denoted the 6-cylinder version of the B, and that's where it ended.
Okay. And what year this is?
A 62.
62. I heard somebody saying that it was an independence car. What that means? So?
Well, because Jamaica got its independence in 1962, this was the car that was kind of displayed and showed by John Crook, who was the agent. It was a special year to buy an MG sports car. This is a Mark II actually.
What does that really mean?
Well, they had the Mark I, which is the same version, basically the same thing, but the Mark II came with a little more refined features, the steering wheel, the interior. This also has the interior, the flooring is a chassis car. In other words, the body can be removed from the chassis. And the body, actually, the flooring is made from ash wood. It's a wood flooring car. So you keep that away from termites.
So how long did the owner have it for? I know he's here.
Yeah, but this is the second time he's restored it.
Okay. And he has had it from 62?
No, I think he bought it in 94 and then did a restoration on it, drove it for a while, and then parked it for another long time, and he has just finished his second restoration.
Does he drive it every day?
It's not a daily driver, but it is, I would say, at least 10 times a month.
Sunday morning, Sunday evening.
Where's the battery? I don't see the battery at all.
The battery is in the trunk, actually. Or behind the driver's seat. Yeah.
So you moved the battery?
That's how it came.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's 6-volt battery?
And it's now converted to 12.
Okay, so it was originally 6-volt.
Original 6-volt.
Right, okay. What kind of speed you get with it now?
It can probably do about comfortably, it will cruise at 70. But if you push it hard, you can get 100.
You have twin 1.5 SU carburetors.
Right.
It's a 1622. This one has been bored out a little bit, so it's about 1698 at this point.
1622 is a really weird CC rating, eh?
No, it was a standard 1600 engine that you would see in the Morris Oxford, Morris Cambridge, and the MGBs, MGAs as well. This one comes with a higher cam than would say at Morris Oxford, and it comes with a port for the tachometer. This is a matching engine, matching gearbox. All numbers match on this car, so it's all original. We have converted from regulator to alternator, but we do have the regulator, we do have the generator, so that if necessary or if we wanted to, we could simply revert to the original spec.
And it was one of the first BMC engines to come with a multiple blade fan. If you come this side, you'll see.
Actually, no. This fan is an adaptation.
Yeah.
The fan that comes with it is a 4-blade metal fan,
yeah.
but it's just not efficient enough for the modern traffic.
What about the master cylinders up there now? I seen like 2 rods coming from out of it.
Alright, so the clutch and the brake are hydraulic, and they share one master cylinder for both. There's no brake which stop, although the front brakes are disc brakes, so it makes the brake a little bit hard. But the back brakes are drum. This car also came equipped standard with an oil cooler, and you can see the piping and the cooler in the front.
Yeah, I see the oil cooler there. Wow. And it came with disc brakes.
It came with front wheel disc brakes and rear wheel drums.
Okay. Okay, that's
Of
interesting.
course, those would be girly.
Girly. And this came from John Crook.
Well, I can't tell you originally.
John Cook was the deal.
Right, okay.
They were the BMC deal.
It is a luggage rack. The trunk is really small. Basically just carrying the spare tire and a tool back. Everything bolts on. So the fenders can be bolted off of the main body, and this webbing is the gasket between the two. What is unique about the car is that the trunk lid, the bonnet, and the two doors are all aluminum. So the car is very light. So the original floorboards were ash. We have replaced the original floorboard, and we have used guango, which is pretty good with termites. Termites don't really fool around with the guango. The car is not 100% finished in terms of its restoration, but good enough. You know, we'll take our time and finish it.
So you had problems with termites before?
No, I never did. But the floors had become pretty ratty, you know, pretty worn out.
And what about the gauges now? What kind of gauges do you have in here now?
You have a speedometer, obviously, with a trip meter on it. You have the tachometer, or rev counter, as some people call it. You have a temperature gauge, oil gauge, and fuel gauge.
What about the top now?
This top is a new top that we have acquired from Mass Motors. The original top got destroyed by dogs. These rims are mini lights, original mini lights from UK. I do have the wire wheels rims and hubs if I needed to change them back to the wire wheels.
So the doors are also aluminum?
Yes, the door skins are aluminum.
The skins? So they don't really need any maintenance though?
Well, they won't rust on it. You know, they won't rust on it.
Who can do body work for for the aluminum?
Well, that's a good question. I had used a fellow by the name of Denzel Lloyd, who did the body work for me. Not 100% finished. If you'll see, or like on the dashboard here, we're not finished with this. But Denzel did a good job. We took the car right down to metal, took the fenders off, took the body off, and did a complete restoration on it.
Where you get parts for this now?
Well, I was lucky enough to have a lot of parts. I actually had bought 3 of these, 3 MGs. And I was able to scavenge parts from one to the other to build this one.